I'd felt with every fibre of my being, and I hadn't trusted myself enough to act on it. Your first instinct is almost always right. The intuitive hit arrives first, clear, instant, unmistakable, and then in comes the mind. Welcome to Connecting to Spirit. I'm your host, Lisa Brandis. Oh my goodness, I'm back. Season 3, episode 1. I can't tell you how good it feels to be sitting in here. I've missed connecting with you so much. And over my little mini break, I took some time. I focused on health and my own healing. And I've come back with so much that I want to share with you. So let's not waste a single second, because today's episode is one I've been wanting to record for a long time. Today we're going to go deep into two of the most powerful, life-changing forces you will ever work with: responsibility and intuition. And I promise you, by the end of this episode, you're going to see both these things very differently. So are you ready? Let's jump in. So I want to take you back to the beginning of my Reiki journey, because this is where everything really started to shift for me. I recall sitting with my Reiki master in one of our sessions, and I was just venting about something someone did that had really upset me at the time. And my feelings were hurt, and I was holding on to anger and rehashing the story, really feeding it and keeping it alive unknowingly at the time. And she just sat there listening, no judgment, very calm, really present with me. And then after I'd finished, she said to me, "So who's choosing to hold the anger now, Lisa?" I'm like, yeah, but if she hadn't have said this, and I wouldn't have felt bad. And I kind of got stuck in that justification of the anger. And she gently reminded me back to the experience of choice. She said, "So who's choosing to hold on to the anger? Even though someone did something that caused that anger in you, who is actually holding on to it now?" And I'll never forget that moment, because in that instant, something shifted in me that hasn't shifted back. And I'm very happy about that. This was one of my first lessons in the foundational principles of Reiki. It was just for today: do not anger. And what it taught me was this: I am responsible for the thoughts and the feelings I choose to hold. And that's empowering. And therefore the experiences that I co-create with spirit in my life. And this is where real deep self-awareness, spiritual awareness starts. It's what I consider the work, moving out of that story of being victimized to other people's behavior and stepping into the most empowering truth there is. It's that I get to choose. So let me paint you a picture, because I love this story. It just shows how powerful this is in real life. So imagine being in a yoga or body balance class. I've just started doing body balance again with my husband. Everyone's in deep meditation, lying at the end of the session. The teacher's quietly moving around the room and accidentally, completely innocently I might add, steps on someone's hand. Not knowing, now here's where it gets interesting. The teacher's response was, "Oh," he thought that was obviously meant to happen. He apologized sincerely, and then he let it go. He kept walking around completely unmoved by that situation, and just moved on with the next thought about perhaps what was happening in his class. But that student whose hand was stepped on, he created an entire story. Why does this always happen to me? Why am I always the one that gets hurt? And he carried that negativity with him for the rest of the day. Not because of what happened, but because of the story he laid over it. Exact same moment, same room, completely different experiences. All created by the story each person chose to tell themselves. And this is what Reiki calls us back to again and again. Anything that takes me out of peace is a signal that I've deviated from the path, what I call the way of Reiki. Reiki just gently calls me back home to myself. So that's responsibility covered. Now I want to talk about intuition, and I want to start by completely reframing it for you, because I hear so many people dismiss it. Oh, it's just a feeling, or that's not logical. And I want to put that to rest once and for all. The word intuition comes from the Latin word intuere, which means to guard and to protect. So this was never a soft concept. It was never woo-woo. This is a primal biological survival mechanism. And every animal on this earth has it built in, its own built-in protection system. The lion has its speed, the bear has its strength, the eagle has that extraordinary sight, and humans, we were given the most complex brains on the planet, and intuition is your brain's most advanced early warning system. So have you ever walked into a room and felt that something was just off before a single word was even spoken, or met someone new and despite everything looking fine on the surface, something deep inside just pulled you back? That wasn't anxiety. That wasn't you being dramatic. That was your nervous system in a split second processing hundreds of micro signals, tone, posture, energy, and delivering the summary instantly, long before your conscious mind had time to catch up. And although I love energy healing and seeing it from a magical perspective, that's not magic. That's your biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. And here's the part that fascinates me. Logic has to walk the entire alphabet. Intuition skips a cue. It's not random noise. It's pure signal. And it's always based on something real. The problem is we've been conditioned to override it. Oh, I'm probably just being silly, we tell ourselves. And we silence the most intelligent guidance system we will ever have access to. So the question I get asked all the time is, how do I actually develop my intuition? How do I hear it, trust it, act on it? And my answer is always the same: Reiki. Not just Reiki as a healing tool, it is that, but Reiki is a complete spiritual pathway, because what Reiki does so beautifully is it creates stillness. It quietens that analytical mind and opens a channel to intuition effortlessly. When I give Reiki to myself or to a client, I'm pulled completely into the present moment. And in that moment, something within me just comes alive. I sense, I feel, I receive, I know. And over 22 years, thousands and thousands of people, those intuitive hits confirmed again and again and again. So my confidence in Reiki and in intuition didn't come from reading about it. It came from doing the work and seeing it validated in real time with real people. And that's how you build unshakable trust in your intuition. Now, I want to share something very personal, because this is a moment that shaped everything for me. My daughter Hannah was just 18 months old when she poured a jug of boiling water down her entire arm. We rushed her straight to the hospital, absolutely terrified. The doctor began treating the burn with iced water. And the second he did, something in me recoiled, like a deep, visceral instinct screaming that this made things worse. Not only was my intuition screaming, my daughter was. And I questioned the doctor, and then I questioned the nurse because I was shut down. The doctor knows what he's doing, she said. This was long before Google was in our pocket, so I had no research to back me up, no article to pull up. This is just bone deep knowing that something wasn't right. And so I did the only thing I knew how to do. I turned to Reiki. I gently loosened those ice-cold wet blankets from her arm and quietly began sending her Reiki energy. And she was just wrapped up in my arms and resting across my body. And she settled almost immediately. And I truly believe that the warmth of that Reiki energy helped bring her nervous system back to calm. And then the next day we were transferred to the city hospital. This was in the country. When I told the specialist what had been done to treat a burn, he looked at me and said, "Oh, we don't do that anymore. We haven't for years, and the country doctor will be upskilled on best practice." I was absolutely distraught, not just because my baby girl had suffered, but because I'd known. I'd felt with every fibre of my being, and I hadn't trusted myself enough to act on it. And In that moment, I made a vow that has shaped everything that I've done since. And my daughter's 18 now, soon next week. So I would spend my life developing my intuition, trusting it, and having the courage to act on it. Because your intuition is like having the most brilliant expert advisor who knows exactly who you are and what your soul purpose is. And it will guide you towards the most powerful life experience possible. And the most extraordinary thing is it's already inside you, always has been. So if intuition is so powerful, why do so many of us ignore it? Because the logical mind is relentless. The intuitive hit arrives first, clear, instant, unmistakable. And then in comes the mind. It charges in. I call it the monkey mind. What if you're wrong? That doesn't make sense. What will people think? The intuition comes first, and then the mind devours it. Our society has trained us beautifully to overthink things. But here's the truth. Your first instinct is almost always right. The mind is what muddies it. And this is exactly why I built my intuitive Reiki system around developing intuition as a skill, because intuition doesn't just switch on, it has to be practiced, cultivated, trusted, built over time. In my system, we move from Reiki into psychic development, mediumship, trance, and conscious channeling. And I also teach my students how to build truly successful, soul-aligned healing practices, and also one that supports them financially and spiritually. So if something in this episode has stirred inside you and that is your intuition speaking right now, please don't ignore it. Start with my book, Intuitive Reiki, a transformational journey of deep spiritual awakening. That book will give you the full foundation of my system and show you exactly why I teach Reiki the way I do. And when you feel ready to go deeper, my certified practitioner program will take you step by step from beginner all the way through to master level, because I want you to really hear this. There is nothing more important than learning to listen to your intuition. It will guide you towards exactly what's right for you. It's the most powerful guidance system you'll ever have access to, and the gift is it's already inside you right now, waiting for you to trust it. So thank you for being here with me today. The fact that you showed up for season 3 means the world to me. And if this episode landed for you, please subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. You never know whose life might just change by passing it on. So until next time, come back to peace. Come back to your beautiful self. Because I want you to remember the way home is always through you. I'll see you in the next episode. I just wanted to say thanks for listening today. We know there are a lot of podcasts out there, and you took time out of your day to dive into this episode, and I want to say thank you so much. If you'd like to learn how to become a powerful psychic healer and spiritual teacher, head on over to intuitivereiki.online and you can get started by taking my free quiz and discover your unique psychic gifts. Plus, there's heaps of course information, and you'll access a really great bunch of really helpful tools to support you on your path. We really want to see you build a soul-led practice that creates abundance, builds confidence, and the freedom to serve in the way you were born to. Remember, the world needs your powerful and unique teaching. I'll see you in the next episode.